I wanted to do a video to talk about something that's been on my mind recently, and that's making games while constantly seeing better games online on YouTube or everywhere else. I've got some notes, so I'll be looking at the screen occasionally just to remember what I'm talking about. But for some context, I started making games back in late 2024 with a very limited programming background. I made some stuff in like PHP and HTML, and I had a basic understanding of the fundamentals, but nothing more than that. I started by downloading Godot and watching a Brackeys video and just following that, and very slowly built my skills just day to day, picking stuff up as I went along. Still a beginner, I would say. I've been working on The Legend of Bingus for probably a year and a half now. Started off as an auto-scrolling game and then evolved into a full-on platformer. And you can see elements of the game from when I first started making it, and there's a very clear difference with the newer stuff, which is more advanced. And I'm really proud of it. But the issue is, I'll feel proud of it, and then I will go on YouTube and watch a video or look at some shorts, and I will see these incredible things people are making, like these monsters with incredible sprite work, amazing animation and systems and tools and code that they're all putting together. All these videos where it's like, I learned game dev in a week and they've made a game that's 100 times better than what I've spent a year and a half making. And it's very easy to just start questioning yourself, and you think like, what's the point in making a game when all these people are making much better games than me? And it's, to be clear, I'm not bitter. I am a bit jealous because I wish I was that good, but I want to be clear that like, I love it when indie games succeed. I think the scene is amazing, and that anyone can just download the tools and get going. I think that's an incredible thing. So this isn't about being resentful for more talented developers than me. I wish them nothing but success, and they deserve it. But it's just about like discouragement from my own perspective as someone who enjoys making games, and just questioning why I'm even like making the game. I want people to enjoy it, and I think that's a natural thing to feel. You know, you want to make something that other people will play. It's like when you make music or a movie or any sort of art, you want it to be enjoyed by people, and that feels gratifying, knowing that you've made a difference to someone's life. I'm not saying someone's going to download my game and think, wow, you've changed my life, but just knowing that someone found it fun would be really nice. But then the trap is you're falling into like being outcome driven, because you're placing all of your feeling and enthusiasm over external variables that you can't control. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because there's a lot of videos of people making their perfect games and showing their amazing systems off, but there's not a lot of videos about people just feeling a bit down about stuff, and I want to share in the hopes that maybe someone else can get something from this. So when you're tying your self-worth to like whether your game will sell a lot of copies, or whether it will get a load of downloads, or whether people will tell you it's great, you're putting everything into stuff that's out of your control. And the archer analogy is one I use all the time. When you're aiming your bow and arrow at a target, you can control your effort, your preparation, you can, you know, how you aim that bow and arrow, how much strength you put behind it. You can check the wind at the time, but once you let that arrow go, it's out of your hands, quite literally. It could be a sudden gust of wind that blows the arrow off course, and that will be, you know, there's nothing you can do about that. You can't control these outcomes. You can't control luck or visibility. Once the arrow leaves, once that game is out there, it's not yours anymore. It's just out there. And I had to sit down and think about like, why do I make games? And I had to remember why I started. And I remember it's because I love the process of making stuff. I love creating things. It gives me something to look forward to when I finish work and I know I can work on my game, and I've been thinking of new ideas I can put into it. I like building systems. I like seeing those systems build up and progress and everything coming together. There was something I made in my game yesterday where I actually started playing and I thought, this is actually fun. This is actually not that shit compared to some of the stuff. And I feel a great sense of joy from those moments. And then sometimes I'll remember no one's probably going to play this, and then I'll get down again. But you can't think like that, because you're never going to win against those feelings, because the fact of the matter is, for the majority of us, not many people, if any, will download our game. That's just a reality. You have to be in it because you love it. Okay, you hear stories about bands that started off really, really small and they just weren't making money for years, and they do it for the love of music. And for me, it's about the love of making something. And when you play through it and you see all those systems and ideas come to life, that means something to me. And if I can just be a little bit better every single day, if my game can be a little bit better every single day, to me, that's a huge win. Knowing that I've gotten better as a game developer. Still rubbish, to be clear, but just slightly better than I was like the day before. And knowing that I understand the engine more, so that when I make a new game, I can take all those ideas and combine them in a new way. And I think that'll be quite exciting as well. So it comes down to like redefining what success is to you. It's not, or it shouldn't be, about sales or views. I got upset the other day because my subscriber count went down from 59 to 58, and I was like, what have I done wrong? But it's just, if you tie yourself to these intrinsic outcomes, then you're never going to be happy, because you can't control whether someone watches your video. You can't control these things. So why let it control how you feel? Success to me is about opening Godot every single day, learning something, tweaking something, even if it's just for 10 minutes, improving the game a little bit. I can control that. And actually, if I look back at the game from a year ago and I look at the game today, the difference is just insane. I look at the code I wrote. Some of the code I originally wrote on the first day of making that game is still in there, and it is terrible. But if I remove it, things will break. But then I look at the more structured approach I have now. I even started using, I think, what's called composition, and having like modules you attach to certain scenes to get them to behave in a different way so you can reuse that. I never would have dreamed of doing that last year. I would have just written the same thing 100 times for every single thing that needed it. So I think that, to me, that's what I love about it. And of course, you want to release the game. You want to put it on Steam. I will put my game on Steam, sell it for like 50p or £1, and maybe someone will buy it for their friend as a joke. And if it sells even a copy or 2 copies, that's fantastic. I mean, if it doesn't, then I still made something. Like, then people not buying my game doesn't change the fact that I spent time and effort and I learned a lot. That stuff, it doesn't get taken away from you just because no one plays it. I can make a new game after that and make it better. And take those things, okay? Sure, I won't get money, but that knowledge, the experience, and the fun I had making it will always be with me. And those are the things I remind myself of when I sit there and I watch, I made this crap game in 2 hours and it's literally the best thing in the entire world. And it's like, I spent so long making my game and I can barely get it to do half the things you've done it in. But you've got to remember, a lot of these videos are like, people, they say they've just started game dev, but it's like they were software engineers before actually getting into game dev, so they're starting not from 0, they're starting from like 100 compared to people like me. So I guess the point of this is, make games because you love making games, not because YouTube makes it look easy, not because you want to make millions. If you do, that's fantastic, because you could make the next Vampire Survivors or the next Minecraft, you just don't know. But I don't think Minecraft or Vampire Survivors was made with the intention of becoming these massive hits. They just became hits, but they were made by people who just liked making stuff in their spare time. So just keep at it, stay consistent. I tell myself on the days where I don't even want to make anything, I open Godot up and I just think, what's one thing I know that I can't be bothered to fix, but would take me 2 minutes, and I find it and I fix it. And then I either quit and think, well, okay, at least I showed up, or I actually start building and iterating on it, and I spend hours. So it's just showing up and staying consistent, I think, is the most important thing to keep that enjoyment going. But if you are in this situation as well, if you're thinking, my game is shit, maybe it is. Let's be real. Maybe it's as bad as mine. Maybe it's better. I don't know. But if you're enjoying it, and if you're getting something out of creating it, if it's your escape from your busy day and all your other responsibilities in life, then I encourage you to just keep at it and release it, put it on itch.io for free, give it away to friends. Just focus on your love of creating. All right, that's the video. I don't really know how to end these things, but if you have any feelings on that, leave them in the comments and maybe I'll do another one of these next time.